Welcome, friends. Like your first cup of coffee on a Saturday morning, this space is here for you to recharge and inspire. This is Brewing Classrooms, where coffee meets the future of education. And I'm your host, Cody Jobe, President of Oklahoma Citizens for Education. Imagine a space where classroom support is infinite, where good ideas flow freely on every line, in every voice. A place where school workers across Oklahoma can share what's working, swap lessons, ask for help, and learn from each other in real time. Where it's okay to vent, okay to not have all the answers, and okay to just show up and listen. Brewing Classrooms is more than a Saturday morning webinar. It's a movement. It's a growing network of educators, support staff, administrators, and community members working together to strengthen public education across our state. Here, tools are free, support is free, and the goal is simple: better classrooms, better outcomes, and a better experience for the people who make our schools work. This is your space, and we're just getting started. Today, we're sipping on a bold light roast with a splash of AI. So settle in, pour yourself a cup, and let's get to brewing. So before we dive in, let's kick things off with something I like to call coffee and curiosities. Because let's be honest, coffee is basically an educator's lifeline. Before we start, let's have a quick reflection. What's one personal habit or mindset shift that's helped you push through a tough time in your career? Feel free to drop your answer in the chat below or just hold on to it as a reminder. For me, it was learning to stop trying to be so perfect and just show up and keep growing. That shift changed everything, and I encourage each of you to consider trying it. Now back to you. This space was built for you, school workers, teachers, administrators, and anyone who believes in public education. Our mission is simple: to give you room to breathe, laugh, share, and leave with something real that you can use immediately. Today's brew, a bright light roast, symbolic of new beginnings, fresh ideas, and the start of something transformative, kind of like what we're building here today, brewing better ideas for better classrooms. And each episode, we'll talk about what matters, like lesson planning, classroom culture, behavior, mental health, and everything in between. But we'll do it like we're sitting down at a cafe. No long PD lectures, no fluff, just tools, connection, and support that actually helps. This is episode 1, the power of AI in classrooms. And let me start with this: you spoke, we listened. We recently surveyed educators across Oklahoma, and here's what you told us you need most: more time to plan, innovative lesson ideas, support with classroom management, resources for improving school culture and student behavior, and professional development that actually helps. Not more meetings, not more paperwork, not more vague strategies. Just real, usable support. And that's why we're launching Brewing Classrooms, and why today's topic matters so much. We're diving into something that could be revolutionary if we do it right, using ChatGPT and AI to make your job easier, not to replace you, but to support you, to simplify the load, and to give you more time to be the teacher that you want to be. To help break it down, I've invited Garrett to join us. He's a fellow OCE teammate who's constantly exploring new ways to make tech practical for teachers. We're going to put ChatGPT to the test with real-world planning prompts and see what comes back. But before we do that, let's start at the beginning. Episode 1, The Power of AI in Classrooms. Less stress, more support, and using AI to lighten the load. You already wear every hat. Now you can borrow a few more hands. Used responsibly, ChatGPT and AI becomes a planning partner, not a replacement. When you use tools like ChatGPT to build lesson plans, create scaffolds, or generate questions, you're still the one driving the vision. You get to decide what your students need, and AI just helps you execute those decisions more efficiently. It allows you to stay focused on your instructional goals while automating some of the heavy lifting behind the scenes. It also helps you scale your good ideas. Recent survey data shows one of the biggest challenges in teaching is adapting great content to meet a wide range of student needs in the classroom. AI makes that scalable. You can take a single strong lesson and use ChatGPT to modify it for English language learners, students with IEPs, or advanced learners, without spending hours creating separate materials from scratch. This supports inclusion and differentiation while preserving the integrity of your best lessons. So, what is AI? What is ChatGPT? AI is technology that allows computers to think and learn from data. It helps recognize patterns, generates ideas, and even can solve problems. You already use AI every day, from spell check to maps, and even your Netflix suggestions is a form of AI. And ChatGPT is a type of AI called a language model. It was built by OpenAI, and it stands for Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer. It understands and can generate human-like text in seconds. Think of it as a 24/7 teaching assistant. It can help you brainstorm lessons, draft emails, write rubrics and handouts, and provide creative ideas and quick support. That really is AI in a nutshell. It's simple, practical, and ready to support your work. Now let's take it a step further. I'm going to hand it over to Garrett, who's going to show us how to leverage AI in the classroom. Together we'll walk through 5 real ChatGPT prompts that you can start using today.
Hey everyone, my name is Garrett, and as Cody mentioned, today we're going to be walking through how ChatGPT can specifically help you as an educator with things like lesson planning, lesson plan differentiation, student communication, parent communication, and overall classroom engagement. Now, the first thing you're going to notice at looking at our screen is that we are logged into chatgpt.com. Now, ChatGPT is free to use. All you have to do is use your email to sign up for that free account. There are paid accounts, but everything we're going to be doing today, you can do within that free tier. So let's dive right into it. Again, we have 5 prompts we're going to be using today, and the first of these has to do with lesson planning. So here's a scenario. Let's say I'm a 7th grade ELA teacher about to start a unit on theme analysis. I want a 3-day lesson plan aligned to Oklahoma standards with scaffolding for ELL and SPED students. We want something that's solid but quick to generate. So here's what we're going to type right into ChatGPT. Create a 3-day lesson plan for 7th grade ELA aligned to Oklahoma standards. Include scaffolding for ELL and SPED students. See what it generates. Okay, right off the bat, it seems to be generating exactly what we're looking for. Identifies the grade, the subject, duration, our standards here that align to those Oklahoma standards. Now, this is something that I would highly recommend just double checking to make sure that everything is accurate and aligned. Just because ChatGPT, while it produces some great things often, it can hallucinate every now and again. Like many things in life, it's always a good idea to double check your work. And diving down into it, it breaks it down into our time slots. Day 1, showing us what materials we need, showing our activities and the time we can dedicate to each of those. Day 3, more of the same, some slight variation. And great. It shows us, this is really helpful, right? It shows us differentiation that we might have between LLL and SPED students so you can know how to best serve those students and how to tweak your lesson plan accordingly for them. And at the end, ChatGPT helpfully suggests things like creating a ready to use handout and graphic organizers for this 3-day unit. Now, again, anytime you're getting into the graphic stuff, there's only so much that you can do graphically with the free tier. You can do as much text as you want, but if you start generating a lot of graphics, you might consider upgrading to that more paid tier, or you can use things like Canva or any other free tools to create those graphics for you, right? Okay, cool. That's super helpful. One thing we need to know about ChatGPT as well, if we kind of scroll back up to our prompt, is that we included some specifics here. Now, if you were to say, create a lesson plan and you were very broad, you might expect to get something very broad back. So, the more specific you can be upfront in your prompting, the more specific your outputs are going to be, and hopefully more helpful and attuned to what you're looking for. Now, we have put this in here, but that doesn't mean we have to be done. Maybe this got you 50 to 60% of the way there, but you want to see more, you want to tweak it, you want to add detail to a specific differentiation, or you want to adjust the format slightly. One way we might differentiate, and this gets into our second prompt, is changing that format, changing up that lesson plan. What if instead of it being like this, we wanted it to be more project based? Because sometimes students can learn a lot better from more hands on activities. So let's type that in. Can you make this lesson project based? And there you have it. It's using the same information we plugged in before because ChatGPT is going to take everything that you've typed in before. It's going to learn from it, it's going to reference it, and it's going to produce a different output based on those results and the new prompt that you've added. So great. It's taking a lot of those same elements, a lot of those same standards, and it's just putting it into that project format. Now you can dive into these bullets and you can see how that differs from the original prompt. But that feels closer, right? That feels like something we could use. Now, another thing with ChatGPT that I will say is that while it is very useful from getting you out of that blank page, getting words to paper, getting you some sort of framework, we highly, highly recommend that you put your own spin on it. People can often tell if something is generated by AI. So the more that you can add your own human element, the more that you can tweak it, add detail to it, the better off you're going to be. But if this helps you get, half of the way there in terms of your lesson planning, that's so much time saved and that is invaluable. And what this also does is it allows you to spend less time on that grunt work, on the not fun stuff, and hopefully allows you more time to put that creative spin on it and your own personal touch. Okay, so that's two prompts out of the way. What if we wanted to shift it from lesson planning and more into communication, right? Sometimes it can be difficult to find words for things, especially when we're dealing with challenging situations. So let's get into our number 3 prompt, which is remedying behavior or remedying a communication problem with a student. So let's say, this is a very common scenario. Let's say that we have a student that is regularly disrupting class, and we want to remedy that behavior in a way that's restorative, that's positive, that doesn't include a lot of guilt, but remedies the behavior in question. What could we type into ChatGPT to help us with that? Let's see. Can you generate 5 restorative prompts for a student who has disrupted class? Now, while that's generating, I would say anytime you're getting into behavior, interpersonal stuff, it's always a good idea to talk to your fellow humans, especially professionals like guidance counselors, experienced teachers, on how to handle these situations because we're dealing with people here. And again, students mess up, we mess up as adults. We don't always get things right, and it's important to approach these things with a lot of empathy and kindness. Okay, great. Some restorative prompts. Reflection on behavior. Can you describe what happened in your own words? Understanding impact. How do you think your actions affected your classmates and the learning environment? Exploring feelings and motivation. What were you feeling or thinking before the disruption? Responsibility and repair. What could you do to make things right with the class or your teacher? And planning for the future. What can you do differently next time if you feel frustrated or distracted? Now, again, as experienced educators, these are things that you probably have a lot of expertise in already. But sometimes if you're busy or you're frustrated or there's just a lot going on, this can be really useful to kind of get you back on track and to channel your energy and focus in asking questions and resolving challenges, again, in a way that's empathetic and kind. Very cool. Well, We know that students aren't the only people that educators have to communicate with. Often we have to communicate parents. And that can be especially not fun when we're communicating with parents about something that needs to happen with their student, maybe a behavior that needs to change. So, what if that were our use case? What if that were scenario? What could we type into ChatGPT to help with that? Let's say, can you create an email to send to the parents of a student who is missing assignments? Because again, this is another common challenge that educators deal with. Okay, great. Right off the bat, it's putting us into that email template. It's using some positive language. It's being direct about what you're talking about, being direct about the assignments, asking if there are any challenges or circumstances that might be impacting that. Again, as an educator, as a teacher, you don't know everything that's going on in a student's home life or everything that they're going through, especially in middle school, especially in high school, as these kids are becoming adults and just growing up. Great. You can ask it to be more concise. You can ask it to be more friendly. This is a really helpful thing. If you want to adjust the tone in any way, you can. The more you use things like ChatGPT and the more familiar it gets with your unique teaching and communication style, the more on the dot it's going to be in the future as you continue to prompt it. Now, I will say, in doing this, we're all using the same prompt here. We're asking the same chat. If you wanted to start over, if you wanted a blank page, you can go over here to new chat and you could do something totally different. So if you didn't want ChatGPT to reference everything you had before, you just want to start over, go ahead and start a new chat. Otherwise, you can continue to use this existing chat and it can just build off the prompts that you're generating. And over here, with each new chat that you start, it's going to save those. So right here, it's already created one for the one that we're using called 3-day ELA lesson plan. And you can access your different chats in that way, build upon them, start new ones, whatever you want to do. Okay, great. That's really helpful. But much like the student communication one, I would highly, highly recommend, especially any time that ChatGPT is producing specific language for you, to make it your own, make it sound like you, rearrange it in a way that feels human. Because more and more people are able to tell when something is just purely ripped from ChatGPT without any of those human touches. So please, please add those human touches. But again, the point here is to maybe give you some language and maybe to give you some framework for a difficult situation rather than staring at a blank page and just taking forever to generate that email, right? Okay, that's 4 prompts. Let's do something a little more fun for the fifth one. Let's do something that involves overall classroom engagement. We'll zoom out. We want to create a fun environment. This is a really simple one. You could modify it however you like, but let's say, can you generate 10 fun callouts for the beginning of class that encourages engagement and connection? Okay, this is really cool, right? Two truths and a lie. We've all played that before in terms of like getting to know people. Emoji check-in. That's kind of fun. That's kind of different. High five roll call. Fast Fact Friday, word of the day shout out, classroom cheer. You get the idea. Mystery question. This is really interesting. I remember as a student, I had a teacher who had a mystery question of the day, and we all really looked forward to what's it going to be? How are we going to answer it? That can prompt engagement among students. It can get them interested in and of themselves, but connected to each other, getting to know each other, and getting to know you as that educator. So you could tweak this however you like, again, going back to that differentiation capability within ChatGPT. But this is just a fun, simple way that maybe if you're looking for ways to just amp up the energy or get people engaged, ChatGPT can give you a lot of resources to do that. Now, of course, these might be things that you as a teacher, this is the fun stuff. This is stuff that you want to think of. Absolutely do that. But, if ever you're pressed for time, you didn't have time to get to it, you can always go to ChatGPT and it's going to generate some ideas for you. So, in quick review, we had our 5 prompts. We had our lesson planning prompt, we had our lesson plan differentiation, we had our student communication, our parent communication, and finally, our classroom engagement prompt. Now, the possibilities here are limitless. We hope these 5 prompts were useful for you. In addition to this webinar, we will be providing a resource that has these prompts, as well as some general guidance on how you can use ChatGPT for other things, just best practices. But we really encourage you to dive in, have fun, fun, play around, and absolutely share the results with others. Thanks for joining us today.
Here's the truth. AI works best when it knows you. Think of ChatGPT like a new co-teacher who just joined your classroom. If you don't tell them who you are, how you teach, or what you expect, they're just going to guess. And that rarely works out. But if you train it step by step, it can mirror your teaching style and save you hours of work. Let me show you exactly how. Here's an example. You could say, I'm a fifth grade English teacher in Oklahoma, and I want you to serve as my teaching assistant. I'll provide you details about my teaching style and resources so that you can mirror my approach. This sets the foundation, like handing your new co-teacher the keys to your classroom. So step 2, describe your style. Define how you teach. This makes the responses feel more like you. Write one sentence that sums up your philosophy. Pick 3 to 5 words that describe your tone. And list your non-negotiables. Things like every lesson plan must have clear objectives, exit tickets, and scaffolds. This is where ChatGPT starts to sound less like a robot and more like a planning partner that knows your vibe. Step 3, share your work. This is like letting your new co-teacher sit in on a lesson. You might upload a favorite lesson plan, a rubric or checklist, a parent email or newsletter blurb, or your classroom norms or procedures. The more examples you provide, the better it can mirror your approach. And step 4, ask for a summary. Have ChatGPT summarize what it's learned about you. Ask for specifics like tone, lesson structure, differentiation, classroom culture, assessment, communication, and do's and don'ts. Review the summary, make corrections, and save the version that feels right for you. That's it. Just 4 steps to training ChatGPT as your teaching partner. Introduce yourself, describe your style, share your work, and ask for a summary. Once you've done that, you'll never start from scratch again. Now let's shift into classroom management, something every teacher deals with. Some days it's just the small stuff, the chatter that just won't stop, the transitions that fall apart, and the side conversations during group work. Other days it's bigger, behavior challenges that drain your energy, or communication with parents that feels more like confrontation than collaboration. And here's the thing, no matter how long you've been teaching, these moments never fully go away. They're just part of the job, but they don't have to consume you. That's where tools like ChatGPT come in. It's not about giving you a one-size-fits-all behavior program. It's about giving you ideas, language, and strategies you can adopt in real time. Think of it as a teammate who's always ready to brainstorm with you. Whether you need a script for tomorrow morning's transitions or restorative questions for a student who's struggling today. Let me show you what I mean with some real prompts that you can use right away. You might even try, my class struggles with transitions. Give me a script and a reinforcement plan. Why this works. Instead of feeling stuck, you get ready to use steps that you can try tomorrow. It's like having a coach in your pocket, helping you troubleshoot real problems in real time. Classroom management isn't just about control. It's about creating a positive and safe space where learning can happen. Using prompts like these gives you fresh strategies, reduces stress, and keeps the focus on growth. Every teacher deserves support, and sometimes the best ideas come from simply asking the right question. If you've been wondering why you should even bother with AI in your classroom, here are 10 reasons that matter. From saving time to sparking creativity, these are real, practical benefits you can start by using today. 1. Lesson planning. Generate lesson plans in minutes and customize them for your class. 2. Engaging ideas. Spark creative activities, writing prompts, and project-based learning ideas. 3. Time-saving tools. Draft parent emails, rubrics, or classroom newsletters in seconds. 4. Behavior and culture support. Use AI to brainstorm restorative practices, SEL activities, and positive classroom management strategies. 5. Inspire students. Build interactive projects and activities in seconds, scaled for your teaching style and Oklahoma curriculum. 6. More time. Hours back in the day for you and your students. 7. Better engagement. Fresh creative ideas to keep students interested. 8. Less stress. A lighter workload and fewer late night planning sessions. 9. Strong school culture. New strategies to build respect and collaboration with your class. And 10. Continuous improvement. Grow with resources that build your skills and
So
you can
those are
use
10
right
clear
away.
ways to start leveraging AI in your classroom. None of them replace your expertise, they just amplify it. At the end of the day, it's about saving time, reducing stress, and making space for what matters most, your students. And that's a list that every teacher can get behind. AI in education isn't just an idea anymore. It's happening all across the country. Districts, schools, and teachers are already putting it to work in ways that are saving time, boosting learning, and opening up new possibilities. Let's take a quick look at some of the most promising examples. Significant time saving. A recent Gallup and Walton Family Foundation survey found that 60% of U.S. K-12 teachers used AI tools during the 2024 and 2025 school year. Frequent users saved up to 6 hours per week thanks to AI-assisted planning and administrative tasks. The power of AI in classrooms. Recent research showed ChatGPT serving as a co-advisor for science projects, enhancing student engagement, reducing teacher resistance to new tech, and even helping students earn recognition at science fairs. Promising results. Teachers across the U.S. are increasingly turning to ChatGPT for lesson planning, customizing reading materials, creating quizzes, and supporting students. Educators report real time savings and more tailored instruction. An AI training camp? In Kansas, one district introduced ChatGPT to all staff and teachers through a district-wide ChatGPT training camp. The goal was simple: help educators understand the tool and integrate it effectively. These stories remind us that AI in the classroom isn't a distant future. It's here, and it's already making an impact. From saving teachers hours in the classroom to boosting student learning, districts across the United States are already showing us what's possible when we lean in with the right training and mindset. And the best part, we can take these lessons and apply them right to our own schools. Let's pause for a moment and be real. Anytime something new comes along in education, it's natural to wonder, is this really worth my time? It's not hesitation, that's professionalism. But the exciting part is, AI isn't taking anything away from you. It's opening new doors. It's making space for more creativity, more energy, and more of the parts of teaching that actually bring you joy. So imagine this: lessons ready in minutes, emails you don't have to stress over, differentiation done in way less time, and more energy left for students. Today was just a glimpse of what's possible. The possibilities really are infinite, and we're just getting started. As we move forward, think of AI not as something to fear, but as something to shape. You get to decide how it serves you, and how it fits your style, and how it supports your students. The bottom line, you don't have to do this work alone. With tools like this and a community behind you, you can find new strength for your classroom. And that's what Brewing Classrooms is all about: filling your cup so that you can keep pouring into others. Here are 3 of the biggest takeaways from today. 1. ChatGPT is your assistant, not your replacement. Use it to reduce stress and reclaim your time. 2. Prompt wisely. The better the prompt, the better the outcome. And 3. Use it to support your vision. Stay authentic, but let the tool lighten the load. We've also created a free download with 20 ready-to-use prompts you can try immediately. You'll find it linked below or in a follow-up email. You can also find it on our Brewing Classrooms Facebook page or on our YouTube. Before you go, don't forget to complete your reflection worksheet. It's a quick way to process what you've learned today and think about how you'll apply it in your own classroom. Once you finish, you can also receive a certificate of completion as a recognition for your investment in your growth. And finally, I want to invite you to join Brewing Classrooms Facebook group. It's a space where professionals from across Oklahoma are already coming together to share what's working, swap lessons, and support each other in real time. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for exploring something new and for everything you do in our classrooms. This is just the beginning, and together we'll keep learning, sharing, and brewing better classrooms one idea at a time.